Joining us now, Councilman Jack Evans from the District of Columbia, longtime council member. Now he wants to be mayor. Councilman Evans, thanks for joining us.
That's great. Thanks for having me.
All right, so give me the 30-second pitch. Why should you be the next mayor of the District of Columbia?
Well, over the last 15, 20 years, we've seen a remarkable resurgence in the district. And our finances, economic development, in our human services area, a lot of progress being made. And I believe that in my 22 years on the council, I've developed the leadership experience and really the knowledge to build on what we have achieved and really take this city to the next level.
Mr. Evans, one of your other confirmed opponents right now, Mr. Wells, has jumped into the race, and he has made a big issue out of the deficiencies at the 911 call center as well as ambulance response. Are you as concerned about this, or do you think that your opponent is making political hay out of this issue?
Well, anytime there's deficiencies in our public service responses, whether police, fire, EMS, I'm terribly concerned about that. I sit on the Judiciary Committee, actually chaired it back in the 90s. And we had similar problems back then and really fixed them. And so somehow in the last couple of years, things began to slip again in our fire department. The equipment is not up to speed like it's supposed to be. The replacement schedules, somehow they got off of those. And even with the ambulances, not having enough in service. So rightly so, we really need to focus on that and make sure our citizens are protected.
All right, can I ask you, this is a delicate question. I mean, I've watched you over the years. I've always thought you were a pretty straight shooter, pretty good guy. I've always admired the way you've conducted yourself on the council. But if you want to be mayor in this town, you have to face one real reality, and that's that, it is a city that has traditionally not chosen white mayors. And there's even though the demographics of the city are changing right now, you often, I understand, when you go over into Anacostia, you see signs that say things like gentrification kills. And we heard in the last election, the special election that was held, that we needed to have black people on the council and keep the council majority black. That was actually an issue that came up in the actual campaign. So can you, a white man, become the mayor of a city that has traditionally not chosen white mayors?
Yes, I believe I can, and I think it has a lot to do with really the involvement I've had in this city and in virtually every community over the last 22 years on the council. I've worked with leadership in all 8 wards, when I was on the Democratic State Committee, at all the conventions, and in all of the various projects that we've done to make the city a better place. And I think if you can establish a relationship of trust, that people believe what you say, people believe you'll do what you say you'll do, I believe that can transcend any other issue.
But so you saw this come up during the special election, and you no doubt have seen these signs over in Anacostia that suggest that that some people in the black community are concerned about the number of whites who are coming into the city.
Well, again, on all of these issues, what I've been able to do in my tenure here on the council is show a leadership role in making sure that people who have been in our city during the difficult times get to stay here, whether it's through affordable housing or job creation or whatever it is. And I think, again, you need someone who can bring that experience to the mayor's office in order to make everyone in the city feel comfortable.
Ward 2 Councilmember Jack Evans, and also candidate for D.C. Mayor, is our guest. And Councilmember Evans, just this week, we've got new stories of corruption in the District of Columbia. Your former colleague, Michael Brown, is pleading guilty to federal charges of taking a bribe. Your current colleague, Marion Barry, it turns out, got gifts from 2 different D.C. contractors. There's a feeling amongst many voters here in the District of Columbia that the local government here, is really a cesspool of corruption. What are you going to do as mayor to finally clean this up?
Well, I don't believe that the government is a cesspool of corruption, first of all. I believe we do have some individuals who really, their behavior is outrageous. We lost our chairman, Kwame Brown, Tommy Thomas, now Michael Brown, and some other people who are under investigation. And really, if you are in the public arena, if you're an elected official or in the government, you have to have a higher standard. And what I would do as mayor is certainly have a no-tolerance policy for any ethical lapses of anyone who is working for me, and certainly encourage my colleagues on the council that if you are in these offices, you really, really have to set an example. I don't know what Michael Brown was thinking. I know him. I feel very badly for his family. He really acted in a fashion that just is inexcusable.
But you just listed out, I mean, I gave you two. You listed out a couple of more. Other than Chicago, which is not a very good bar to compare yourself to, I can't think of another major city in America that has had the kind of scandals that the District of Columbia has had.
Well, now wait a minute. And if you go down to New Orleans, where they lost another mayor, and in Illinois, you have 3 prior governors in jail. I don't know what people think when they get in these public offices and think they can take advantage of it. But I do know that we have laws in place and really good investigators, and if you are going to violate the law, we're going to get you and put you in jail. I come from a background in law enforcement at the Securities and Exchange Commission and on the Enforcement Division. And with that background, I would hope to be able to make sure that this city does not tolerate corruption.
Well, Jack Evans, we really appreciate you joining us here, and good luck in your campaign. Anybody who comes here running for office, we always give them a good luck on the way out the door.
Yeah, thank you. It's going to be an exciting time.
All right, please come back. We appreciate it.